Hey, what's going on, guys? Absolutely Beast here. Couple of races today on the Forza Motorsport 7 demo. As the title would suggest, both of these races I'm driving with no traction control on, which is, I've maybe done this maybe 2 times in the whole time I've ever been racing Forza, so this is a new experience for me, and I know what it takes, but it's just hard to do. And so what you'll notice is me just sliding the tires all over the place. Like, coming out of this turn, listen to this. Just listen to the tires just... Listen to them spin. I mean, dude. It'll do it again on this next turn. So I'm coming through here. These are, relatively tight turns. There it is again. And here it is again after this one. I mean, I'm breaking the tires loose going into third gear. Here comes another one here. Let's see what this one does. So for those of you that don't know, traction control will cut power and or apply brakes to specific wheels just to keep traction with the car. And when you turn it off, if you're heavy-handed or you're heavy-footed on the gas, like if you give it more than half a gas coming out of a corner, you're just gonna slide. And there's that right there. And so basically what you'll see is me just like drifting through this one. And this was obviously a risky choice considering it's going to rain on this track every time you race it. So there was that. But I mean, just the sounds it makes, and honestly, like the brute power of the car, the way it felt to me was ridiculous. I had this absolute ear-to-ear grin going the whole time I raced this. I got kind of negative with my last video about the things I didn't like, and I wanted to make it just because you can't like everything. But and I was a little bit upset about a couple of things here in the demo, but honestly, like, just driving like this put a massive smile on my face. Just having the tires just spin. And it really made me realize how great the sound is on this game. I mean, I said it twice in my video about the things I like, and I actually wrote it down twice on purpose on my list of pros about the demo, because the sound is incredible. Like, the sound just adds a whole other layer to it. I mean, I've said this before, but, I have a surround headset, and sound is a big part of the game to me. So look at that. Look how much I was sliding. Sound's a big part of the game to me. And the sound is such an integral part, especially of a game like this. And just to hear the way it sounds, the sounds are just brutal, man. They're so much better. They're a full step above what was in Forza 6, for sure. Just the engine sounds, the exhaust sounds. And I mean, you can literally hear the tires squealing every time I come out of a corner, which is just so cool. And I mean, just the way the car felt, just the vibration of the controller is a lot stronger. I know a lot of you guys use wheels, but the vibration of the controller is a lot stronger than it was, and I think it's very welcome because that gave you the feedback anyway on the on how the car is doing. You can feel when you're losing traction and stuff. And I mean, my controller was just vibrating nonstop the whole race. And just as I was coming out of these turns, just to plant my foot down in the gas, or just plant the trigger down in the gas, and just feel the power of this car. This is definitely my favorite car in the demo, but I cannot stand the rain. I'm just such a huge person against the rain. I just can't stand the rain driving. Maybe if they gave us wet tires, like some of the other games out there, it would be tolerable. But just the fact that they don't give you any wet tires, and they just force you to drive in the rain, and you just get less traction and stuff, it bothers me. And the puddles mainly. But in this one, I mean, it's kind of subtle. Like, I couldn't really tell, but as I'm looking at it right here, it looks like rain is on certain part of the tracks, but it's not on other parts of the track. And so, like, it is really it's very dynamic. They made a big deal about dynamic weather, and at least in this demo, I mean, we're only talking about a 2-lap demo on an extremely short race on a relatively small track, and the dynamicism of it is just great. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm using it. I mean, it's just very, like, it's just very seamless. It just kind of rolls one into the other. You get no rain, then it starts raining, then parts of the track where there's no rain, and it clears up a little bit. And I mean, it's very seamless and hard to tell where the differences are. So watch, I intentionally drift this last corner, or try to, and I end up spinning out because I've never drifted before. So it turned in way too late, and then that happened. So, but yeah, so I mean, it's really an animal driving without traction. I did another race in the GT2, Porsche GT2 RS, and I drove also that with no traction. That was a little bit easier. It was my second race without traction. It is, so I was a little bit better at it. The track's a little bit better for it, and the track's extremely hot, so much more grip, obviously, than a rain track. But even still, you can even still hear the tires just sliding and spinning and stuff like that. So I'm actually going to leave you guys with the audio for this one because I really liked this one. And I want it to speak for itself how intense the game is, because it is really intense. So yeah, guys, I'm super enjoying this demo. I'll put something up again tomorrow. I didn't get to put something up yesterday, unfortunately. I fell asleep really early after I got home from work. And I don't know if I'm just an old man or what, who knows, but I fell asleep early, so I'll bring you something again tomorrow, but I'm going to leave you with the audio for this. And like I said, just pay attention to it's pretty heavy with the sound, or with the camera shake and stuff, and then you can hear the sound of the exhaust, and you can hear the tires just, you can hear them just struggling for grip, so just pay attention to that. You can see me sliding out quite a bit. Now, this car tends to oversteer in general. If you've watched my Porsche race from the other day, I think I put up 2 of them, actually. I can't remember, though, but if you watch either of my races from the other day with the Porsche, it's the same thing. It's a rear-engine oversteer car. But this car, see that right there, just barely touched the gas. But this time in particular, with no traction, it was a real animal. And honestly, I'm so looking forward to this game. Guys, I can't even tell you how much as much hype as I had, it kind of went away when I played the demo, but it is so back in full force. I am absolutely stoked beyond belief for this. So anyway, check out the sound. Appreciate it, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. I've got a lot of content up. You can go and check back that stuff if you want. It's interesting. If you like my content, subscribe. And check back soon for another video. See you later, guys. Thanks.